Say good morning, sunshines. Morning, sunshines. Show them what you got. Show them what you got. Tell them what that is. You want to show them the bear? Go show them the bear. Show them the bear. Say good morning, sunshines. Go show them your bear. Where's the bear at? Show them what it is. You guys, good morning. Quincy is hosting today just a little bit, but then he's not because this subject is not for him yet. Good morning, Kim, Natalie, Carrie. How are you guys? Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, you can come up here. As you guys jump on, say good morning, sunshine. Yes, hi. Or GMS, hashtag GMS. Come up and tell them hi. Go ahead, say hi. Say hi to them. And then share with us something you're grateful for. Every morning we start our day off with gratitude, you guys. I'm grateful for, you know how in your car, the little gas, okay, don't do that. It's not an earthquake today. Whoa. You know how there's a little like gas signal, whatever, like where you need to get gas in your car? Did you guys know, and I'm sure you guys all know this by now, but I'm grateful for the little arrow that tells you if your gas tank is on the left or the right. Anybody else grateful for that little button? I haven't driven my Challenger for a good bit of time on account of the baby, and I needed gas this morning, and I was like, God, I don't even remember which side this is on. Did I have to get out and check? No, I just clicked the little button and it said it was on my side. Super smart, you guys. That's what I'm grateful for this morning. What are you grateful for? And then it's Friday, so we focus on our personal development, our reading, our scribing, our bettering ourselves. I asked a question this morning on my page wondering what some of your top favorite personal development books are. If you have not seen that, answer that on here, even if it's not what you're reading right now. But what are some of your favorite books for improving yourself, right? For helping yourself out in any way. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if he was going to be distracted, you guys. He's been on my hip all morning, so we got a couple minutes. Good morning, Miriam. Good morning, Jamie. Let's get to our subject of the day. This is just good, you guys. I figure like I'm going to roll this week. Like I'm just on a ridiculous roll is what I'm going to call it. By the way, after yesterday's video about just like learning to roll with the situations, I did this video at the end of the day. You should see what my house looks like. Like back here, like this, toy room, normal. But by the end of the day, when I'm working from home, like there is stuff all over the place. So I did a real life with Callie video and I'll share that later. It was quite entertaining to me at least. Okay, so it was perfect timing for that. And I know that I've just been, I don't know, like super authentic lately. So I thought about this and I was like, you know what, why not? Go out with the week, go out of the week like big with a bang, right? So last night, okay, we're going to bed. And I always tuck in my baby still, and I go and I knock on their door and I give them a little hug and a kiss. And my son's leaving for a soccer trip this weekend. So I was like, oh, I gotta go love on my baby boy before I go. By the way, my baby boy is 13, right? My daughter is 15, so I call them babies. That's the baby boy, the 1-year-old back behind us. So there's that. But okay, so I go down the room and I knock on the door and I hear him say yeah or whatever. And then I go to open the door and it's locked. And then I knock and I go and it's locked. And I knock and I go and it's locked. And here's the type of mom I am. I'm such a good mom, you guys. And I'm really excited to know what some of your guys' ideas about this are. But, so he finally gets up, he opens the door, and he's like, oh, sorry about that. I didn't know it was locked. And I said, but the only reason the door should be locked is if you're masturbating. That's straight up what I said to him. And he was like, and he kind of just knows my parenting by now. So he kind of just like halfway grinned, turned bright red, and went back down. He's like, no, I didn't mean for that. Oh my gosh, some of you guys that are watching, like wonderful conversation, right? Shannon, Gary, Gianna, so great. So this is one of my parenting tips, right? One of my parenting musts. So for my parents out there, I'm going to ask you, what are some of your parenting tips to keep your baby safe, right? And sometimes it's rules or things they really don't appreciate or like about you. And even though we love our babies and we're their, we want to be their friends on some level, of course, right? We're also their parents and we're going to do some stuff that they don't quite enjoy or agree with, right? So what are some parenting, some rules that you have in your household to keep your children safe, your teenagers safe, whatever that looks like? Because I think we could get some good ideas from each other, right? So one of my house rules, you need help? One of my house rules is obviously you only lock the door if you're masturbating. because you shouldn't be locking the door if there's somebody in a room. By the way, they do not have kids in their, like other like kids in their room at all right now. When that comes along, that will be a rule of you don't shut the door when somebody else is in your room. Like, and I don't care. I had friends that were the like parents where you couldn't go upstairs or downstairs. My house is so tiny, I could hear if you so much dropped a pencil downstairs when I'm all the way upstairs. So not going to be as worried about that, right? But that's one of the rules, right? Because here's the deal. When you're gone, if I want to go into your room, I get to go into your room for whatever reason I want to. And that's just a house rule. Some of you are going to say, that's an objection of like privacy, right? Or whatever you want to say. That wasn't the right words. Come over here, Bubba. I don't care. I don't care. Like, that's the thing. If they have things that are going on in their world, when kids get into deep, dark places and they have stuff that they need to go over and they need to bring to you, generally that's when they run and hide, you guys. That's when they run and hide harder, right? When something's going on, maybe they're being bullied at school, maybe they're being affected, and you don't notice the symbols and the signals that they're bringing in. You know, being hyper aware and sensitive to the people in our life, the little ones in our life, is a thing. So for me, having the doors unlocked, unless they're doing you know what, is something where I can go in there and I can just make sure that things are okay. Now, do I do that very often? Like, pretty much not at all. Like, there's not like symbols or reasons why I would have to. My son's room is a mess. Like, I do not want to go hang out in there. But I am just gonna I'm gonna scan. I'm gonna see, you know, maybe check under the bed, like make sure things are all good, right? So there's one thing that my kids have. Right? They don't, I know the rawness is real this week, right, Tamara? I never thought I would say the word masturbate on live television, live, whatever this is. Live info Facebook. I am ridiculous. Okay, but so there's one of my rules, right? Another one of my rules is your phone can't be locked. So same difference, right? I need to know what your phone code is at all times. So if you change your phone code, then mom gets to know. And when I want to pick up your phone, then I just do. And they don't like ask. Like, if I just grab their phone, it's like, no, what do you need? Because that to me is an attitude. I'm like, nope, like I'm scouting. I'm just going to check things, right? I might go to their YouTube, see what their previous searches were. And things are changing, like the older they're getting, right? But I'm going to go to their Instagram. I'm going to see what their messages are back and forth. One time I got Kinsey, there were these messages, you guys, and I'm like, oh my, I about had a heart attack, you guys. It was between her seemingly and this other guy, and about like, let's meet up. And the guy was older, and I scoped his account and I was like, oh God, this shit is real, because it is real. Like, there are predators on the internet, right? So I'm checking this and I confront her, of course. I'm like, we need to talk about your Instagram account. What's going on here? Happens to be one of her friends who got kicked out of her her Instagram, and this is real. It's not like I'm being naive. I know the full situation, but they were using her phone. So you can't get all the way around it, but you can do your best, right? You can make sure that they know that you care. They know that you care enough to want to be in their lives. Even though they might be pissed at you about it, they know that you care. So that's another one of my rules is, and I want to know your guys' rules. I'm going to scroll up because I saw some of you guys doing some here, but I get to get in their phone whenever I want, and I get to look at whatever I want. I get to look at their text messages, their Facebook messages, mostly their social media. Snapchat, I know it's a little bit tricky. I can see their saved conversations, but that's like the sneakiest that the kids can be. But the other thing is, you guys, I have a lot of trust with my littles for right now. They're still little, right? And I'm hoping to keep that relationship going. So before I read through yours, that's one of the other things with us is that I want my babies to know that they can come to me with anything. So not only is it an open door policy in the house, unless you're, you know what, it's an open door policy for conversation. So you know that I'm not going to get angry at you if you do come to me and want to talk about masturbating. You know that I'm not going to get angry if you come to me and you talk about kids that were using a Juul at a party. I'm not going to get angry. Like, whatever it is, like, it's open conversation. In fact, so much, God, we were so funny back when this was with my nephew back in the day. My friend and I, we had already decided our parenting technique. To some level, it's like, okay, so as soon as they're like old enough to be sexually active, we're just gonna put like pictures of gonorrhea on the fridge. Just like a nice big picture of like a flowery, like just, I mean, like barf in your mouth. Because if you guys took at a sex ed class, like a real one in college, the ones where I was like, this blows your mind. It's so ridiculous, right? So like, as soon as they're that age and they start to get interested, that stuff's going on the fridge. You're gonna be walking by and you wanna go out and like grab a little snack, make a shake, and all of a sudden you're looking at an STD, well, what do they call them now? STIs, picture, big old picture, graphic on the fridge, right? Parenting techniques. You guys, I know I'm whack. I totally get it, right? And I'm over the top, but it also works for me maintaining this conversation because my son, I mean, the fact that he kind of just like laughed and turned bright red and then was like, yeah, no, I know, mom. Like, he's like, I didn't know that it was locked or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, but that's the policy, right? Another thing for a rule, like, so those are some different ones, would be where you're allowed to have your phone. And I know Grandma and Grandpa are trying to create this in their household. They haven't gotten there quite yet because it's like a transition because it's been so much. But where it's like, check your phone at the door, right? If you're going to come here, check your phone at the door. If you're going to the dinner table, check your phone there, where you're getting them to be present. Okay, I'm going to read through some of these, you guys. And I'm going to get up close and personal because I've missed so much that was on there. So currently reading, the Minute Motivators for Leaders. Ooh, that sounds great, Miss Tamara. I love the 4 Agreements too. If you ever come to AZ for soccer, would love to watch. I know the boys, like I almost got in the car and just went to AZ with them, Miss Brittany. That would have been freaking awesome. All right. Kelly just thinks that I'm crazy, but she knows it. Phones and early morning calls for my daughter. So my time to wake up, words to her were always good morning sunshine. She wasn't a morning person. So totally agree with that. So you do the morning calls to your daughter, right? So that's a proactive step. There can be some things for safety and there can be some things for showing and displaying love. So she knows that she's going to get an early morning call from her mama, right? Good morning, sunshine. And she's going to be like, oh God, like when she was in college, she was probably like, hi, good morning, sunshine. She's like, my mom's here again. I love you, Mom. But it's part of your guys' relationship. I love that one. Looking for more, must say I am loving the rawness. Totally agree with you. I like the doors closed either. Grateful for blah, 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 blah. Same here. Full access to their online accounts, right? All of them. You supervise them. My daughter uses my phone, so you don't have to. TikTok. Oh, TikTok. Okay, so TikTok's another big one, right? There's so much access to everything. You want to go say bye-bye to them? Where we have to be watching. You know what? There weren't any other ideas on here so far. I am curious, though, because I want to know what I'm missing. Because there might be something else that I'm just not aware of, right? And by the way, just so you guys know, that's a policy for our household, right? Quincy's super excited. That's a policy for our household. Like John and I don't lock our doors when we leave. If I want to get into John's car, I can get into John's car. If he wants to get in my car, he can get into my car. Our maps are turned on. We know where every single one of us are at all times. I know where they're at on their travel to Arizona. I know where my daughter's at when her phone's at, or when she's, well, you could leave your phone somewhere. I get it. There's ways around this, right? But when they're at school, when they're wherever, we track all of our different stuff, because the thing is, when you live an authentic life, you guys, and you live in your own truth, you don't have anything to hide, you know? And there might be some things that you're like perfectly proud of. Like maybe my husband's like, oh, yep, my car's in the like Burger King drive-thru, right? Like it's not like he's super proud of it, but it's not like something that he needs to be hiding. So when you're living in a space where you're not hiding things, you don't have to lock the doors. But please lock it if you're masturbating, because I just don't want to walk in and see that. That's for everybody. Okay, you guys, a phone lock box. I love it. I have my kids in Life 360. I know I've been thinking about that too, Brady. I think that's super cool, where you can always be checking on them. But you may agree with me. You may not. Feel free to post your opinion. We all have different opinions, and yours doesn't have to be mine by any means, because that would be way super boring, right? Okay, so JoJo had the rules. The boys weren't allowed in the rooms, and this was kept until I was married. And I mean, I know a lot of households. That was my high school boyfriend. The girls couldn't even go upstairs. Like you'd be in the downstairs floor, but you couldn't go upstairs. But there was a basement. Just so you guys know. Beware the basement. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, like, I don't care how upset you are. You still hold my hand while you sleep. I love that, BB. Oh my God, you're so dang cute. All right, you guys, if there's other things that you do to keep your baby safe, happy, healthy, regardless of their opinion or acceptance of that, I would love to know. You're helping your friends. That's right. And you guys know the moral of the story. If you're committed to locking your door, you masturbate and say, I commit. Just kidding. That's not the point of the video. If you commit to recognizing where your kids are at and setting those rules, even when they don't like them, then say, I commit to parenting. That's what this one's about. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, friends. Say I love you. You love them? Oh, you're so nice, baby. Give mommy a kiss. No kissing for mommy today?